Good life, easy, baby.
We're back.
With Fight Night.
Let's go, boy.
Let's go.
Good Life Easy presents the Fight Night.
Excited.
UFC 259, baby.
The best card.
Finally,
Stacked.
Finally, a Sunday where the whole fucking card is good. You know, you are excited to see all the fights.
All the fights. You have to wake up early.
You have to wake up early.
early.
Nice 5 fights. You're gonna
5
enjoy.
fights, yeah. One after one.
Yeah. And what a card, bro. 3 championship bouts. And we have Islam to
Correct.
watch. We're big fans of Islam.
I think that's the most exciting fight for me.
Yeah.
Because
Most exciting?
It's good to see him back. Nobody wants to fight the kid, bro.
What you're saying out of the whole card, you're most excited
I'm looking forward to watching Islam fight, you know?
Because a lot of people are saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a lot of
most
because
excited for Islam.
Islam.
Yeah.
And that's like he's ranked 14th in the lightweight category.
I think he's not fought in almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
That's
His
right.
fight with Dos Anjos got cancelled, which was supposed to happen a few months back.
Yeah.
So
It was on the Khabib card.
glad to see him get an opponent.
Yeah. And so there's Drew Dober, Islam, then there's Peter Yan, Aljamain Sterling. What's his name?
Alijian.
Alijian? No, Aljamain Sterling.
Aljamain Sterling.
Then there's Amanda Nunes and
Megan Anderson. And then the main fight.
the main card, Israel Adesanya.
Yes. Versus the Polish power legend, Blachowicz.
Blachowicz.
So,
My God.
Let's break it down.
Let's break it down with Islam's fight first.
Yep.
Okay. Tell me about Drew Dober. What do you know about Drew Dober?
I don't know shit about Drew Dober.
I just found out.
I don't know shit about Drew Dober, but apparently they were supposed to fight a few years back.
2 years back, yeah.
2-3 years back they were supposed to
got
fight.
called
Even that got called off.
Yeah.
So are you understanding that this guy, the Islam, nobody wants to fight the kid?
But they are saying that, you know, they're saying that a lot of people are just ducking from his fight.
Yeah. But it makes a lot of sense, right? When you're raised with Khabib, you're Khabib's best friend since the age of 3.
Training since 15.
Bro, it's like looking in the mirror. It's like Khabib looking in the mirror when he looks at Islam.
Yeah. And they're training together since 15 years.
Yeah.
So that shit rubs off,
Absolutely. And you know what the legends are saying? Daniel Cormier, he said that if anybody who could wrestle Khabib at AKA, it was only Islam.
Wrestle and
Yeah. And
Spa MMA also.
I think he's going to be champion.
Yeah?
2021.
Khabib also
2022, I would say.
Khabib said that Islam, end of 2021, he's going to raise the belt himself.
For sure.
What's
He's
next
passing the torch.
Everyone's saying that it's so unfortunate for Drew Dober. Because he's going to be outclassed.
I mean, at least he's getting to fight
That's true.
Islam.
That's true.
And he's getting a lot of eyes on him. So again, it's the same thing with Amanda Nunes and Megan Anderson, right?
No, but
I look at it as like a same comparison, but of course it's a championship bout with Amanda Nunes. Too strong.
Yeah, but
she's finished off a whole fucking division.
Yeah, she's finished off the whole division,
Yeah.
and Megan is the last person pending in the division.
Exactly. She has nobody to fight. It's the same thing as this guy. Islam has nobody to fight. Whoever he can get, he'll accept.
Yeah.
You know?
Who do you think is, obviously assuming that Islam is going to win, who do you think is next for Islam?
Bro, you know what's the best case scenario for Islam?
Let me ask you, who do you want
So this is how I look at it.
next
yeah?
for Islam?
Just think about it. The whole division, the whole of UFC, every UFC fan, including you and me, know that a lot of fighters are ducking Islam. I want somebody in the top 4 to call out Islam. Let it be Oliveira, let it be Chandler, let it be anybody. But I want somebody to call out Islam.
But now Islam is 14, no top 4.
Doesn't
will call him
matter,
out.
but everybody knows.
But everybody knows.
And just think about it. If
But
Chandler
everybody
called out Islam, that's his best way to get a Khabib fight, boss.
And
You're understanding?
I think Chandler fighting Islam and Oliveira fighting is the fights would be crazy. But I think the right
Incredible.
fight to make is the Ferguson fight. Because Ferguson did not get to fight Khabib.
Khabib, yeah. Fair enough.
So it makes sense.
Fair
it
enough.
adds up.
And that and it could be a possibility.
And there's a story behind it. You know, the
With
story is
Abdul
already
Manap.
set.
Yeah.
I think Khabib and Ferguson was cancelled 5 times.
Yeah. That's
5
like
times.
incredible.
You know, so
but he still says if it happened. No, now it won't
उसके
happen.
नसीब में हो सकता है.
Now Tony
Maybe
and Khabib will never happen.
Tony and Khabib though doesn't make sense, but Tony and Islam makes
Yeah,
sense
fair
because
enough.
Islam is 14. Tony is also now has to make a comeback to
Fair
fight.
enough. Yeah, true.
Loss,
True.
you know.
True.
He's on a 2.
But I feel that so a lot of I was watching a few interviews and a lot of people were saying that Islam needs to take a fight. Islam has not fought in a long time, and then somebody countered him and said, dude, I think you've got it wrong. It's not that Islam doesn't want to fight. Nobody wants to fight Islam.
Yeah, nobody wants to fight.
There's nobody who would want to fight Islam because like they say he's better at Sambo. He's better at fucking striking.
Yeah.
He's better at grappling.
You've
he's
seen his
better at
fights.
BJJ.
Yeah, you've seen his
Yeah.
fights.
So, dude,
He outclasses his
He's a killer.
opponents. Yeah, he outclasses his opponents.
He's a killer.
Yeah, he called out Brock Lesnar for fuck's sake.
He called out Daniel Cormier. So,
Going to the next fight.
it's just easy money for Islam,
Easy
is all
one
I'm
for
going to
Islam.
say.
That's what everyone is saying. Peter Yan, Aljamain Sterling.
Great fight.
Who you
Great
got?
fight. Who I got, it's going to be a great matchup. Of course, both fighters are killers. While one is a striking, almost about to be a legend, Peter Yan, we got Aljamain, who is a BJJ champ. You know, one guy is great on the floor while the other guy is great standing up.
Yeah.
And Peter Yan's saying that he's going to knock out Aljamain. Aljamain saying, I'm going to take him down and make him submit. So when it comes to that, I think this fight is going to be... should I call out my prediction now?
No. Wait for the
Yeah?
prediction. What I think about this fight is that, as you said, you know, one is a grappler,
Yeah.
one is a striker.
Yeah,
But Peter Yan's striking is, I think, on another level.
Fair
it's on a
enough.
new level.
fair enough.
And it's a beautiful matchup because one is a very orthodox boxing style, you know?
Correct.
Chin down,
Which
hands
is
up.
Peter.
Yeah. And the other guy is like a, you know, unorthodox fighting stance. They call him the John Jones of the bantamweight division.
Fair enough.
They're fighting bantam, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the unorthodox versus orthodox is always an
So,
interesting
it's
matchup.
always tough to read somebody who's not orthodox. So
You
for
can't
Peter
predict
Yan,
it.
it's going to be very tough to call out like
Yeah.
Aljo.
Yeah.
You know, and another thing is that when Triple C, Henry Cejudo, gave his title away, Dana White, of course, thought that Peter Yan is the right person to fight for the
Yeah.
title.
And Peter Yan comes out of Tiger Muay Thai.
Tiger Muay Thai, but now I think he's with American Top Team. Yes.
Oh, he's with
Yeah, he
American-
shifted camps. So when Cejudo retired, he basically let his belts go. So that's when
He
Peter
didn't
Yan...
let his belts go.
Yeah, I mean,
They
whatever.
took it back.
Yeah, you give it back. But
Because they didn't take it back from Khabib. That's why it's a whole
but
thing.
Yan then fought Aldo.
Yeah.
But apparently, it was supposed to be Aljamain who was supposed to fight Aldo. So Aljamain feels that whatever Peter Yan is at, whatever level he is at, he deserves to be there. So these two guys don't like each other, bro. So there's a narrative behind this fight. That's why I like it. You know, they hate each other.
No, they hate each other. But man, the fucking lead up was so boring. It was the Russian who was doing the talking.
Yeah.
He was calling the other guy a rat and whatnot. And the guy who speaks perfect English is not saying nothing. The fuck?
They're leaving it
Sell
for
a
the
fucking fight. It's a championship fight. What the fuck is
Leaving
wrong
it
with
for
you?
the ring, bruh.
Yeah.
You know.
Fucking say something.
But it's
Sell
gonna
the
be
fight.
it's gonna be a war.
You think so?
Yeah. I think it'll go no, wait. I think it'll be which we'll discuss later. But I think it'll go. It might go the distance.
It's possible. You know,
possible.
I think it might go the distance. Then coming to a very exciting fight. I'm really excited about Nunes and Megan. Because Nunes, as you know, bro, straight
One of the
murderer.
greatest to do it.
You know, she literally smashes everyone she
Smashes,
fights. And she's the only fighter who's defended her belt at both the divisions simultaneously. Double champ, but defended also.
Yes.
Nobody has defended
Yes.
both.
Yes.
She's defended
Yes.
both.
One of the goats, basically.
And unfortunately for her, after Megan, she has nobody to fight.
Bro, and if you see her...
She's done them
if
all.
you- if you-
Ronda, Holly Holmes,
Chris Cyborg,
all of them.
the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
There's nobody left for her to
There's
fight.
nobody left for her.
That's why she's a two division champ.
Not only that, but she's a pure MMA artist, you know, all rounder. Great at striking, great at BJJ.
Yeah.
Grappling is fucking top notch.
Fair enough. But this Megan Anderson has a lot of reach advantage. She's 6 feet, bro.
Yeah.
So, but that being said, I mean, I look at this as a very similar fight to Islam, you know?
She not only has a reach advantage, but also I think she has a power advantage over Nunes. Nunes is supposed to be very strong. But just looking at a few videos of Megan, I thought that, wow.
So
You know,
basically,
she's strong.
Megan's coach, right, James Krause, he's a fighter. He's basically...
The Australian, no?
No, from Missouri, Kansas.
Okay.
Apparently, he's receiving a lot of applause, bro, because he has this small setup in Kansas. And, bro, apparently, in a span of like 12, 18 months, he's training 13 active UFC fighters. You're understanding? And
But isn't she based out of Australia?
Australia, but bro, you have to train in America.
Oh,
na?
she's training. Okay.
Peter Yan
Yeah.
is based out of Thailand.
Yeah.
But when you come to America, you have to go to ATT
Yeah.
or you have to go to AK.
Yeah. True.
You know, so this guy has set up his little setup in Kansas. He's training 13 fighters,
Active.
and he's known to be the guy who takes fights on like a short notice.
Wow.
He fought in, I think, the Fight Island 6.
But if
or
Megan
something.
wins this, her life is made.
Yeah, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
Her life is made. She's going to be the next celebrity. I'm
you-
telling you, it's possible for her to be the next Ronda Rousey because obviously she's English speaking, very marketable, you know, and she looks like a fucking killer, bro.
Killer.
Oh, also, did you see the press conference?
No.
Okay. She was looking so good.
Yeah.
She was looking
She
so
started up, no?
My
She started up, huh?
I'm not even joking, bro.
Fair enough,
I
bro.
was shocked. Because
Fair enough.
when you see her Instagram, she looks like a killer, you know?
Of
striking
course,
and
of
whatnot.
course.
And when you saw, I was like, mesmerized.
Wow. Ooh,
okay.
so you're rooting for her.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough, brother.
And obviously,
But do you think Nunes is like kind of overlooking?
No, not at
will
all.
she be overlooking
no.
Megan because she just became a mom? So
Yeah, that
you know.
changes your lifestyle a little bit. But what happens is, you know the responsibility, what comes with holding the belt.
True.
And when you hold two, you know,
True.
you know, and then you see other fighters, what they've gone through.
Fair enough.
And she's the only one who defended it at both the weight classes.
You know, once you start defeating everyone, you start beating everyone, bro. You know.
No, she has
It
no
becomes like
opponents left.
It becomes routine.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So she is one of the goats.
Yeah. And the odds are stacked against Megan. Stacked.
So you just be careful of
Heavy
your money.
underdog.
You don't go for looks all the time, bro. Just keep your money where your
I'm just
mouth is, bro.
appreciating. She was wearing this nice skirt, and I was like, wow. You know, she looked like a killer on the Instagram, you know?
Okay.
And in the press conference, she looked like a damsel.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay. Fair enough. So, okay. So now we know who you're out.
Back to the main card. Israel.
Very excited.
Adesanya versus Jan
Blachowicz.
Blachowicz.
So,
Come
when
on.
the fight was announced, I thought that it's an easy fight for Izzy. But after I started doing a little bit more research about Jan, I realized that you can't overlook this guy. You know, because he has too much power.
Yes, too much.
He has too much power. And then I went into a little detail. I was like, let's see, okay, Izzy's walking weight is 205, right? So he doesn't even need to cut weight for this fight, huh? Bro, Jan walks at 230, 235 pounds. So obviously, Jan's going to be the bigger guy in the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes without saying.
Yeah.
So he has that advantage already. Now, another thing that I'm not understanding is that you've seen Jan's knockout power, bro.
Yep.
And he's the type of guy who charges into his opponents. Okay? And somebody like, say, like, if I would have to say Izzy's toughest fight till date was Kevin Gastelum. Because he had a plan and he stuck to it. He was putting in the pressure. It turned into a street, bro.
It was a tough fight.
Yeah, it was a tough fight. I would say the toughest fight for Izzy in the
Because
UFC yet.
Gastelum took everything Izzy gave him. Even the fucking elbow.
Everything. So I think that if Jan sticks to his game plan, even after seeing Costa, how Costa fucked up, I think if Jan sticks to his game plan, there might be a little bit of trouble for Izzy.
So what I think is, obviously, you know, we are big Izzy fans.
Yeah.
And rooting for him, obviously. But there's one advantage for Jan, is the smaller ring. I mean, the small octagon, right? So for a big guy with power, you don't have the smaller guy running around, right?
True.
Okay. And Jan being very good at grappling, I think you'll see a big shift in what the audience, you know, reacts if Izzy's taken down once also.
Yeah. Bro, Izzy's takedown defense is at 86%.
That's what I'm saying.
One of the highest.
That's what I'm saying. So if Jan takes him down,
yeah. It's going to be a lot of pressure,
that
boss.
will turn around the whole fight.
Yeah. And imagine a guy like Jan on top of Izzy, bro. That's
what I'm
a
saying.
lot of pressure.
That's a lot of pressure,
lot of
and
power.
then you can get gassed out also.
Yeah.
But obviously...
And we've not seen Izzy on the floor, neither have we seen this Jan on the floor much.
But Izzy's also not a chump, you know.
Killer, bro.
He's...
Yeah.
His grappling game is not weak, for sure. You know, he's not used it. That's different.
True.
His striking game is out
The
of this
best right
world.
now.
The best right now.
The best.
Yeah. And Izzy has the same problem. He after this fight, he has no fighters. He has no fighters.
But bro, you know what I thought?
No, they asked him that who do you think is next for you? So he said that he's looking at Darren Till, but Darren Till has to win a few bouts, you know, to get him interested.
Bro, when I look at Izzy also, right, I feel that this even if he's holding a double belt, right, in two different weight classes, I don't think he gives a shit because his goal is bigger than that, bro. He just wants to fight anyone and everyone. You know what
but
I'm
there's
saying?
nobody to fight.
Yeah, but that's why he has to. He's going.
Yeah.
That's why he jumped a
Yeah.
weight class, right?
Yeah.
And then he's going to jump another.
So now imagine if Izzy goes to heavyweight.
Hmm.
Imagine this, Rahul. If Izzy goes to heavyweight and makes the John Jones fight happen, and assuming John Jones is already the champ, this is all in the dreamland. Okay?
Yo, don't write off Ngannou, man. Don't write off Ngannou, dude.
Assuming John Jones is the champ, okay. See, John Jones, Izzy is going to be the biggest ever. Definitely. It's going to be the craziest spectacle. It's going to be the fucking craziest lead up to the fight.
And
ever.
I think that makes sense for John Jones. He needs some money now.
The trash
he needs
talk.
a cash fight.
There are levels to trash talking, right?
Yeah.
When this fight is going to be announced, it's going to be a new level.
It's like it's going to replace the Conor era.
Yeah.
You know?
But if somehow Izzy goes up to heavyweight, because he has fought heavyweight in kickboxing.
Yeah, kickboxing and Muay Thai.
And Muay Thai. So if he goes up to heavyweight and fights John Jones or Ngannou or Miocic for the title,
Are you telling me a 3?
it's over. It's over. The discussion is over. Khabib is out, pound for pound. Izzy is in.
Izzy's in,
It's over.
yeah. It's
Everything
over.
is over. Shut the books
Are you telling
down.
me, bro,
Shut it down.
Izzy, the way Izzy operates, the way Izzy moves, that man can have 4 to 5 fights a year easy.
Easy. No, he wants also to have 3-4
bro,
fights.
even I was thinking about this today when I was getting my hair cut, bro. I was just thinking about, I was listening to that Sonnen.
Chael Sonnen. Yeah.
And he was just saying that now I've heard that.
But you have to realize that this guy, he's very theatrical.
Yeah.
So he makes everything into an event. Guys,
Yeah.
why don't you
Yeah.
think this is
Yeah.
possible?
Yeah. So what was he going on about? He's like, people are saying that Izzy is still going to go back to middleweight. And he's going to fight at middleweight for some time, and heavyweight is not looking likely. And so everybody who's dreaming about the John Jones fight, you guys need to relax. Because
No.
because he's saying that he has unfinished business in the
I'll tell you what
middleweight.
is unfinished business. I'll tell you step by step.
Let's
okay?
go for it.
Okay, chalo. Now, Izzy, if he wins this fight, he's going to be one of the 5 guys who are the double champs, right?
Yeah.
So he's going to also be in the gang, double champ gang.
Yeah.
Okay? Nunes is the only double champ who's defended both.
Fair enough.
Right?
Yes.
Izzy's going to do that first.
Okay.
He's going to clear that.
So he's gonna go back to middleweight.
He's going to clear
defend
this.
his title.
Yeah.
And then come back to light heavyweight, defend the title.
Yes.
Okay.
And then,
Okay.
if somehow he decides to go to heavyweight, it's going to be a shutdown. It's going to be groundbreaking because he's a big guy. He's walking around at 205, but heavyweight goes up to 265.
Fair enough.
And you look at Ngannou, you look at Izzy.
Bro, it's over.
Yeah, but I don't think Ngannou and Izzy will fight because
Nigerian,
Yeah.
bro. Nigerian brothers, bro. And Kamaru
Nigerian
too. That's the trio.
yeah.
So
But if 2023 we see Izzy go to heavyweight, I think that's the most audacious move ever.
and if anybody can do it, it has to be Izzy, bro.
Izzy.
I can't see anybody else
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah. And what you're saying is right, even about this fight, that you can't count the Polish guy out because he is powerful. He has proved his power time and time again. He's not some chump who's just got a lucky punch.
Oh,
and
he's a black
become
belt in BJJ too.
Yeah. He's not
So
got just a lucky
he's
punch
a-
and got the belt.
He's a specialist at what he does.
Yeah. No doubt. With the smaller ring
Yeah.
octagon,
Yeah.
he definitely has a little
Yeah.
advantage.
Yeah.
It's on his side.
True.
Izzy obviously
But-
is a
but-
maestro when it comes
yeah.
to striking.
But like Izzy's camp basically challenged Jan, right? They went to him and they said that, okay, let's,
Yeah, because Cannonier lost.
Yeah, but bro, that says that the champion is too fucking comfortable fighting him and his camp is too comfortable, so they know that they can beat Jan. You know what I'm saying?
No.
That's why they even went for the challenge.
That's what I'm saying. That
Because Izzy
with the way Izzy is going,
yeah.
he's saying that he's comfortable right now at 190, 195. He might show up to the fight 195. He might show up to a 205 fight at 195.
Fucking hell.
Right? So obviously you have an advantage to move around. But man, in that small octagon, you get one punch.
You're finished.
You're going to feel that.
You're finished.
You are going to feel that.
And Jan is that type of a guy who will finish you out in one punch.
And Jan is the guy who goes for the finish.
Yeah.
So he'll wait for 2 rounds, 3 rounds, but he will eventually go for it.
True.
So you better know how to move around and figure
See,
it out. So Izzy is fearless.
But
Think
that he
about
is,
it.
bro. I'm prepared to die.
Yeah.
You
Bro, it's not a joke, to be going in a 205 fight at 195,
Scary.
even thinking about it.
Scary.
So you know what happened, na? So Izzy said this. And he didn't even say it to like show off and all. Like that, Ariel just asked him that, if I may ask, what's your weight? And he said 190, 193. Maybe I'll fight at 195. You never know. I don't know. I'm not predicting anything. The odds went up.
Oh.
So it was 2-1. It went to 2.5 to 1. Now it's 3-1 odds.
Oh.
And Jan is like, dude, I'm the fucking champ.
I'm the
out
champion
here.
and I'm the underdog.
The defending champ.
And I'm
what
the
are you guys
underdog.
talking about?
But it makes a lot of sense for the UFC. You know, right now they need a superstar.
They need a superstar.
And like a lot of people were saying, should Izzy have waited maybe like 6 months? You know, he could have easily sold out any arena in Auckland.
No, you gotta stay
And no, but that's what now. And then they were like 6 months. He could have sold out any arena, lifted 2 belts in New Zealand. But then this is the UFC, baby. We don't wait for nobody.
You don't wait
you know
for
what I'm
nobody,
saying?
bro.
We won the fight, and the fight will be given to
Otherwise,
us.
it's boring, bro.
We're spoiled for choice.
Exactly.
You
Otherwise,
know?
it's boring. And Izzy also knows that he has to stay active. You know, it's
Absolutely.
not. It's a different
Absolutely.
ball game at
Yeah.
this level.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's so crazy, bro, that Izzy announced his fight before Costa. So Paulo Costa was just chilling,
Bro, Paulo Costa was just like
having
complaining.
wine.
Yeah, he was just complaining.
Yeah.
You know, ye problem
So,
hua, wo problem
we
hua.
know that's championship mentality.
Exactly.
Bro. So
Exactly.
and this guy's got it.
No. I love Izzy, bro.
Yeah, fair enough.
I want him to go up to
Fair enough.
heavyweight. I want him to win those 3 belts. I wanted, you know,
It has to be done.
we are shut down.
It has to be done.
The whole of New Zealand, the whole of Nigeria.
Nigeria
will
stand
be on
up.
the streets.
Bro, oh shit. Imagine UFC Nigeria.
Oh,
shit.
That
For
would be
heavyweight.
crazy. Yeah.
Whoa.
That would be crazy.
Whoa.
Rumble in the jungle.
Oh shit. Shit, bro. Sold out. But of course, as we know, if Ngannou wins,
Yeah.
majority of the champions will be from Africa.
Yeah.
I think around 33 or 38%.
Oh, yeah?
In that range.
The 3 champs.
Yeah, 3 champs.
Anyways, so UFC 259
Stacked.
predictions. Let's go. Islam versus Drew Dober. Who you got?
Firstly, my bad, I don't know who Drew Dober is. I don't know much about him, and I know everything
neither.
about Islam. Big fan of Islam Makhachev. Of course, a big fan of watching the AK videos with DC, Cain Velasquez. Then you got Luke Rockhold and that whole gang, Islam. Habib. And I've been a big fan of Islam since the beginning. And I can't wait to get him, can't wait to see him back in the ring. So for me, it's an easy win for Islam. And of course, by submission.
Which round?
First round.
Okay. I go second round submission, Islam. Second fight, Peter Yan versus Aljamain Sterling.
I'm going for Aljo.
Aljo?
Yeah, I'm going for Aljo by submission because I think he's just looking too athletic. And
He is very athletic. I agree with that.
He's very athletic. He's a
He is very
31-year-old, and I look at him as like a young New York kid. You know, he
Yeah.
deserves to be champ
Yeah.
right
They
now.
call him the John Jones
Yeah. So
of his weight class.
I feel that he would bring a lot of energy to his division. You know, we need a champion like that.
True that.
So I'm going for Aljo by submission, third round.
Aljo submission third round. I'm going decision Peter Yan.
Woo!
Yeah. And the
So
next fight,
the distance.
the distance.
Mm.
And the next fight, Nunes, Megan.
Nunes first round, bro. Knockout.
Rahul?
I'm sorry, bro. I know your crush is fighting Nunes, but like it's gotta be done, bro.
Yeah.
I don't even think like she has any fear factor. Like she's gonna walk in the ring.
Nunes
like,
is very confident. Nunes
like,
is very
this is
confident.
what
I'm
I
a very
do.
big Nunes fan also.
This is what I do.
Yeah.
You know, you too pretty to be in the ring with me. Yo. She's gonna say that shit. You know, she's a
Yo.
killer. That's
Yo.
what killers do.
Don't get personal.
You know, I'm not getting personal, fam. I'm not getting personal. so you know it's Nunes.
Yeah, it's probably going to be Nunes, but I'm rooting for the underdog in this.
Okay, that's your L. Take an L, bro. Take an L. It's fine.
I'm going.
It's fine. Do listen to your heart, bro.
I'm going second round TKO.
You want to put some money on it? Huh?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Second round TKO.
And then we got the main event.
The main card.
The main card.
Israel.
See, I'm very
Adesanya.
confused. I don't want to make a prediction on
Now
this.
make it fast.
I don't want to make a
Make it.
prediction on it, bro.
Come on.
See, Izzy Costa, I called out that
Underdog.
Costa's going to win.
Yeah.
You know, because after watching Costa
But
Romero,
poor guy was drunk in the fight.
yeah, I was drunk. So,
Yeah.
you know, like I keep putting down Izzy, you know, and he keeps proving me wrong.
Okay.
So this time I have to go with Izzy.
Okay.
And I'm going for a second round knockout.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going for fourth round TKO. Izzy.
Izzy, I'm going for a second round, bro. Because with what he did to Costa, like I think like he's just going to keep getting better.
The only reason I'm saying fourth round is because he's bigger, the Polish.
That's
giant.
why my I think
So
he'll
he's
get
gonna-
gassed out, bro.
No, he's not going to get gassed out in the second round.
No, but you know what I think, you know.
And he's got to have a chin that's going to take Izzy's shots.
No,
that's why I'm predicting
I
fourth.
completely agree, but I'm looking at it in such a way that he's going to charge. He's going to go all out in the
no
first
doubt.
round.
No doubt.
Because you don't give a fighter like Izzy time, because once he studies you, it's over for you.
Yeah, what happened to Costa? Yeah,
You know, he
as
has
you said.
his IQ level in the ring is unmatched.
Yeah.
Unrivaled.
Maestro.
You know, so how I look at it
Bistential.
is that, how I look at it is that for Yan, he wants a first round knockout.
Yeah.
You know,
To make a...
and I think Izzy's just going to avoid. He's going to figure his way out into the second round and finish it there.
So you're saying second round, I'm saying fourth round.
Yeah.
We'll be back in the final round.
Let's go.
See you.
Final round, baby. Let's get it. UFC 259.
Exciting Sunday morning, bruh. Exciting
Uh,
events on a Sunday morning.
A thriller.
Blessed.
An absolute thriller.
Maza aa gaya, bro.
For every fight was a banger.
Maza aa gaya.
Let's start with my favorite fight, of course, and my favorite athlete right now.
Islam
Makhachev is back, baby. And he did what everyone expected him to do. Dominated. Stuck to his strengths. You saw he was only grappling on the ground. And the opponent actually had no chance, no option but to surrender.
Outclassed.
Outclassed, and how? You know, now when people say that he is top 5 worthy, you know,
Proved it.
this is him proving it.
Proved it. What a great match. Drew Dober coming in. Joe Rogan is like, he's the most underrated striker right now in the whole division. And I was also like, really?
No, they say he has a very strong left hand, right?
Yeah, but a lot of people have a strong hand, you know.
I think they were just trying to make the fight a little exciting for the viewers.
I think if you're a UFC fighter, you have a strong hand, you know.
Absolutely.
But I was like, okay. But I was so sure that this is exactly going to go as predicted. As predicted.
There was not one takedown defense by Drew Dober.
Zero.
When Islam went for it, he got him on the ground, on his back.
Got him on the ground.
Just dominated.
And got him on the ground beautifully.
Yeah.
That single leg.
Yeah.
And the trips.
And another thing is that he got him in the center of the octagon. So he kept him only in the center. So there was no chance for him to even use the cage.
Yeah. But the trips were just beautiful, you know. Had full control. And dominated the fight. Dominated the first round. Got that armbar.
Oh, yeah. But the way
that was good, huh?
that was a great escape.
At least he didn't give up.
Yeah.
You know?
I thought that it's over.
It was locked in.
It's over. I was like, it's finished.
Yeah, it was locked
but the
in.
way he changed his whole position and came out of it.
Every time a fighter goes into an armbar, I always wait for Joe Rogan's reaction. Because it's like he cringes and he talks, oh my God.
Oh
my God. Is that hand going to work after this? You know, we have to see how the hand
His hands are anyways tired.
They're fatigued. Lactic build-up. And, you know, that sound he squeals on the mic.
What next for Islam Makhachev according to you?
Tony Ferguson.
He said that, right?
Tony
in
Ferguson,
his post-fight interview.
Yeah, it's the right fight
He
to
said,
do.
give me somebody, please.
Yeah.
He's telling Joe Rogan, please give me somebody. Top 5.
But I think now he's established himself. He's famous. He's from the Khabib camp. I think he's popular in Russia. He sells tickets. He sells pay-per-views. I think
he's a very funny guy.
Very funny guy. And I think as a fighter, he's definitely worthy.
Yeah.
But I'm saying as a promotion or as in a promoting athlete, also he's good. He's there.
And another thing is that, you know, his English has improved so much now.
Makes
And it's
it-
just in time.
Yeah, makes
It's
it
just
so
in
much
time
better.
for him to get the belt.
Yeah.
But that being said, you know who's going to be the coach of the year?
Who?
Habib. Think about it.
Yeah.
Umar, what a great debut. Islam dominated.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing these both fighters are going to fight again.
But I think officially the coach is Javier.
No,
No?
it's Habib.
It's Habib?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the head coach is Habib.
Oh, the head coach is
Yeah.
Habib. Okay. But yeah, the excitement that Habib had was
Too
also
good.
fun
Too
to
good.
see. Yeah.
Too good.
And
like brotherly love, man.
brotherly love, yeah. And you could see that he's genuinely happy. you know.
Yeah.
And pre-fight, I heard DC's one interview where he was talking to Islam. And he's like, I'm going to be on the side. No, Islam was like, why don't you corner me? So he's like, yeah, I can't corner you because I'm calling the fights, you know, but I'll be on the corner. So he's like, help me a little bit.
The best chemistry, bro. DC is like the godfather of that clan.
And he said it so honestly. And
Yeah.
DC also
Please,
had no
I
reaction.
can't.
He's like, okay.
You know, but DC would have been the happiest.
Yeah.
DC would have been the happiest. Exciting to see Islam fight. Of course, I hope he gets a good opponent.
Ooh,
Oh, by the
dominated
way,
that fight.
7 wins 7-win streak.
Yeah.
Second in the lightweight division
Yeah.
only after Oliveira. Oliveira's on 8, bro. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why Oliveira's for the title, na? He's the
Wow.
right guy for the title shot.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Numbers
and
don't lie.
the next fight, Peter Yan, Aljamain Sterling.
Oof. Don't know what to think about it. Controversial.
Very good start by Aljamain, but I think he was like hasty, a little off balance. Peter's defense was too good, but Peter's takedown defense on another level.
Even I was shocked.
I was really shocked.
Because Aljamain was so confident of him taking down Yan. I was like, dude, this guy's not getting even one takedown.
So Aljamain is not only a BJJ black belt, he's a high-level BJJ black belt.
And a wrestler as well, if I'm
And
not
a wrestler.
mistaken.
So his grappling is on another level. Also, did you see his reach of his legs when he was on the ground? My God, it was literally like John Jones. You know?
But
long legs.
What I feel is that he started off full power.
Full power.
He came out with guns blazing.
Yeah,
you
first
know?
2 rounds.
And I don't think he was connecting much, to be honest.
He connected a few. There was one knee in the first round that...
Like I'm saying,
yeah. But that knee was beautiful, bro.
With the amount of shots he was throwing, like in comparison, he was not connecting as much because Yan was just, still reading him.
Bro,
And Yan started throwing that.
So basically, this is when you understand what's a championship fight. So there are levels to this shit, you know?
Obviously.
And when you come to a championship fight, that IQ, that intellect of going and understanding that you're entering the octagon in a 5-round bout, not a 3-round bout, you know? And at the end, you have to retain the belt. So you have to fight in a smart way, you know?
You got to study your opponent.
So Peter Yan, high guard, you know, waiting for counters, you know, hitting combinations, you know, all these are when you get more points.
And he was
the judges
just
also like that.
No takedown was successful. I think only a few. I think 1 out of 5,
And
1 out of 6.
Aljamain was getting so hasty, just attacking so intense. Peter did not get frustrated. You know, you notice, bro, what happens is when someone charges on you, you get little frustrated, then you also want to prove, you know, okay, I'm no pussy out here. But he kept his calm, moved around, made good angles, you know, and then found the rhythm, then dominated the last 2 rounds. Third and fourth was dominated by him.
And then
the most intense thing happened where Aljamain was down. The ref said that fighter downed. That means if your hand is on the ground,
his knee was on the ground.
the knee is on the ground, the knee's touching the mat.
Yeah.
You can't kick the person or knee the person. Yeah. And Peter Yan
Just
gave out the most brutal knee on his face.
Wow.
That guy was literally concussed.
And exactly here, on the side.
Yeah. That's what concusses you. Yeah.
So, and this is the first time I ever saw a fight live where it was disqualified or called off. This was my first experience.
And everyone was feeling bad about the situation because they saw that obviously he did not do it intentionally. It's a championship fight. If it was not a championship fight, there was no way they would wait 5 seconds. Also, it was a clear disqualification. This happened previously in the John Jones fight where the 12-6 elbow came in place. But that was
against DC only, right?
No, that was not against DC. That was against I forgot.
Okay.
But anyways, that was a clear mistake, right? This is an intentional
Correct.
right?
But now what they're saying is that Peter Yan's his English is not that good.
Yeah.
So he didn't quite understand what the referee was saying.
Yeah.
And another
He thought he
thing,
won.
Yeah, and another thing is that Khabib was in the corner.
Yeah.
So Khabib went to DC and he's like, dude, his camp said go and whoop his ass.
Yeah,
Give it to him. Knee him. Yeah.
His basically was down. So this guy, Khabib said that this guy asked his corner, should I hit?
Yeah.
And the corner said, knee him. Yeah. And he fucking gave it up. But in the post-fight press conference, he's like, I couldn't hear anything.
No shit.
He's like, I couldn't hear anything. I was not listening to nobody,
No shit.
Yeah. I
think it was complete miscommunication.
Yeah.
It was complete miscommunication. But that being said, they're gonna run it back. It's gonna be a second bout. Obviously, it's gonna be a great one.
Yeah.
And imagine the champion is fine now.
Bro, imagine the feeling the next contender goes through. I think Cody Sandberg is the next contender.
Yeah.
Where he's waiting for the winner of this to challenge them.
He's gonna wait some time.
He's gonna wait some time more.
Crazy.
Unfortunate. But it was a good bout.
Yeah. But who did you have?
Good bout. Peter Yan. Bro, he was dominating. Bro, that takedown defense, bro, and you saw that he gave a fucking rock bottom to that guy.
Yeah.
What a trip. That was beautiful.
By the end of it,
he's not a grappler wrestler.
By the end of it, Aljo was mad tired, bro.
Bro, he was like...
Yeah. Like his shots were also like you could tell that there's no power in them.
I think John Anik said also that he's not looking fresh.
Correct. Correct.
And Peter Yan was just, you know,
Very, very unfortunate.
composed.
Very unfortunate.
but yeah.
And
And
it's going to be exciting to see
the rematch.
too.
And
then
Nunes
the
and
main. Oh yeah,
Megan.
Nunes. Exactly how I predicted it, fam. You know, exactly how I predicted it, fam. Your girl got fucking choked the fuck out. You know, your girl got choked the fuck out. I don't think she landed even one punch, bro.
No, zero.
Zero. Like it started and it was over. 20 seconds? What? 25 seconds?
That was like another level.
Another level. Another level. Goat shit. You know?
Everyone was asking Amanda, bigger, taller, longer reach. How have you prepared? Amanda prepared with a guy.
Come on, fam.
She
Come
prepared
on.
with
You know what I'm
a
saying?
man who's the same height, approximately the same reach, and the same weight.
Bro, I'm sure she could take down a lot of featherweight male top contenders, I feel.
And my God, like that was just another
Spectacle,
level,
fam.
bro.
You know, like when I saw her
Clean ass
when I
open.
saw that fight, I was like, okay, this is a true champion. you know?
Champion,
This
bro.
is somebody who breathes
Double champ.
Who breathes MMA. This is somebody who you bow down to, boss.
No shit, bro.
You know?
And she was going for the ground and pound. She changed that, went into submission, and Joe Rogan is like, that's so kind of her.
Wow.
You know? Because ground and pound can concuss you, right?
Of course. She
You
was like,
take
let me
good
choke-
damage.
Let
Rather
me
get
choke her
choked
out. Yeah, fair enough.
You know, rather
fair
get
enough.
armbarred.
Fair enough.
The less risk.
Double champ.
Yeah.
Champ,
But then
champ.
after seeing her being, you know, given the belts, and then she gave the belts back to her wife, and called the
Regan.
child.
Yeah, Regan.
Yeah. And that moment when Megan and Amanda are playing with the child in the octagon, like, oh, Gucci.
Sportsmanship, bro.
I was like, that's beautiful.
Sportsmanship.
Yeah,
Sportsmanship, you know.
that's
Class.
class. You know, I could never imagine.
Yeah, class. Humble in victory and humble in defeat.
Like that.
Yeah.
You know, she's playing
Yeah.
with the child.
That was a true example of humble
Like
in
the best
victory and
friends,
humble
yeah.
in defeat, you know.
Good.
That was that was exactly how I predicted it.
Yeah.
Quick,
I
in and out.
I predict a comeback for Megan.
Okay, yeah, bro. We'll see, but not against the lioness, fam. You know. And next time, think from your head, not from your heart, fam. Like your predictions this time were what, Devang? Huh?
Hey, come on.
Hey, 1 out of 4.
Peter.
1 out of 4, bro.
Peter was out
1
dominating
out of
him,
4,
bro.
Fam.
And
know?
when you get the championship round, that means that fight is yours.
Obviously.
And then now coming to the
Main event, bro. Damn. Shit.
Israel versus Jan.
Disappointed. Like I always wanted Stylebender to be undefeated, you know. Somebody would match up to a Habib.
True.
You know, the next face of course he is the face of the UFC, but like an undefeated champion. But I think it was a great fight all in all.
Good fight.
And I think Jan just proved himself.
Yeah.
You know, people thought that he was not worthy of a champion, but with his performance against Izzy, I think he needs his respect.
Incredible. Izzy, I think, started off very well. You could definitely see that the weight difference is making a difference to the fight. You know, those shots are not going to take Jan down. But Izzy also kept a strong chin. Eventually, through the fight, you see that Jan is, you know, can't read the feints. Okay, those feints are getting him off balance, but he's not giving Izzy any space through the defense to get in those combinations.
True.
Right?
True.
So Izzy's game now, if you notice, is full of feints. All
Yeah, he
feints.
was only feinting and
Every
throwing
side.
kicks. Feinting,
with
throwing
his stance, with his shoulder, jab, knee,
kicks. Yeah,
all of that.
it's all.
you know?
It's a feint game.
So he feints, that guy goes off balance
And
trying
then
to
he goes
protect
for it,
himself.
yeah.
Then he makes a attack of a combination, you know.
True.
But Jan was not giving him angles to do that. That was very smart.
But you know, another thing that I felt about Izzy is that I think because he, like, you could see the size difference
You
and
could.
the weight difference,
It
and you
made a
could see the
difference.
power.
Yeah.
Like when Jan was connecting, you could see Izzy feel it. He was going back.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel that, you know, even the commentators were like, should he have put on a little bit more weight? Because I feel that if he would have put on a little bit more weight, his shots would have hurt more.
No, definitely. But they would also be slow. So
Yeah.
he would have to change his game. But it does make sense.
Because I'll tell you why again. You know, this guy on the ground, when Jan took him down and put him on his back, couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Because it was just too much power for him.
Yeah.
And it's exactly how he predicted.
Yeah. So if you see in the 205 fight, is he going up a big weight class? But he was not outclassed by
Not
Yan.
at all. Not at
He was
all.
not outclassed.
On the ground, definitely.
He was not. I'll tell you why. Yan took him down beautifully. Okay, first one he couldn't. The second and third he did. But he didn't do anything after that.
No, but that was his plan, right?
Yeah. But I'm just saying, because if you notice, Yan was breathing super heavily in the third round.
Correct.
He was panting.
Correct.
In the third. Even the championship round, he was panting.
But I think the way
But what he did is,
he played very smart in the championship round.
exactly, he played
Very
it very
smart.
smart. Yeah, but he didn't outclass Izzy.
Very
Like see,
smart.
Amanda Nunes, Islam, they outclassed the outclassed, right?
yeah.
Izzy wasn't outclassed. Yes, Izzy's ground game, because the weight difference. Now he can't bench press that
Correct.
225
Correct.
pounds.
Correct.
You know, in
Correct.
that angle,
Yeah.
right?
That's why, that a little bit of weight would have made a difference.
Yeah.
And another thing that I realized that this guy's Yan is a proper good IQ is basically in the first half of the championship round he was striking.
Yeah.
And then second half he just took him down and kept him down.
Everyone was saying that he should have done that earlier.
No, but I feel that he ended the fight with him on the
No,
ground.
because the first two rounds they were giving it to Izzy.
Of course, it was Izzy's round.
Yeah.
only. Izzy's round.
Exactly. So if he would do one or two takedowns, it would be his round for sure.
Yeah. Easy.
And it was like as predicted, like everybody said the same thing. All he has to do is use his grappling, take Izzy to the ground, and use his
Yeah,
body weight. That's
correct,
what you and me also
correct,
said in the last
correct,
podcast.
that's it.
And he exactly did that.
Exactly.
And that won him the fight.
Yeah.
Like after the fifth round, did you have a doubt?
No.
Who's gonna win?
Actually, I was I was leaning more towards a draw for some reason.
I had no doubts.
For some
I
reason,
had no
I was
doubts. So
like,
always in judging, remember, in boxing it's the 11th and 12th round, okay, championship round, and in MMA it's the 4th and 5th round, okay. Secondly, if you get a takedown and then you dominate the takedown for 3 minutes,
Yeah.
okay.
bro,
Yan only uses arms in the last 10 seconds of the second takedown.
Yes. Yan dominated for 7 minutes.
That's I'm saying each takedown, like 3 and 4. or
Yeah,
whatever.
3 and 4. He was on the ground. Like 2 rounds only went on the floor.
Yeah. So, but he was not throwing any,
Nothing.
no ground and pound.
He was just using his body weight
Just
against
using
him.
his body weight, making it uncomfortable for him to breathe. Not making him get any position, just putting the body.
True.
If he didn't do that last ground and pound, maybe it could have been a draw.
Draw, yeah. But
Because the judges want to see are they working. You understand?
But the commentators were mad biased against Izzy. Like they were
Towards
just
Izzy.
towards Izzy. My bad, towards Izzy. They were just like, Izzy. I was like, dude, come on, it's quite visible right now. You know that it's a very fair fight, or it might not even be towards Izzy.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you.
You know?
And also, I was on that hype train. I am on the hype train. Don't get me wrong.
yeah.
But what you see is what you see. Yeah. And the best part is after he got the belt, he turned around and he told Dana that I know you don't think too much of me, or I think you, I know you think I don't deserve this or something. And then Dana is like, when did I ever say this? He's like, I was confused. I was like, what? Why are you saying this? Are you mad about what have I said that makes you think like this? You know?
But fair enough, bro. Respect to the champion. Proved
But,
himself, and he's the guy who will always be remembered as the person who beat Izzy, who handed Izzy his first loss in the UFC.
Bro, exactly.
So he cemented his place there.
Cemented his place.
So, what next for Izzy?
Darren Till.
Darren Till, right? But Darren Till's lost his last few
That's
fights.
what he has to win too.
So what I think is of course he's going to fight the Gastelum Costa winner.
Yeah.
For sure, that's going to be a great one. I want to see Costa.
Yeah. No, it's not Gastelum, no.
Sorry, Whittaker. My bad. Whittaker and Costa.
Yeah.
I think he should stick to 185 for some time because he doesn't have an option.
Yeah.
I think 3-4 fights in 185, then jump up.
No, even Dana White said that only. Like, see, these guys know what the risk is.
Yeah.
And to achieve that greatness, they are willing to take the risk.
Absolutely.
So it's on them.
Absolutely. Dare to dream, bro.
Yeah,
like he said.
Exactly. Dare to dream.
Like he said. But so John Jones and Izzy is off officially.
Yo, John Jones, my God.
Had a field day.
Bro, I think today was his happiest day ever.
Of course.
Wow.
Of course.
What a troll.
Of course.
What a troll. मजा आ गया. मैं भी
But,
बोला कि भाई
क्यों नहीं? Why not?
ये तो वीडियो के साथ भी
Why
troll
not?
करता है.
क्यों नहीं? Why not?
But have you noticed all the superstars are losing this year?
Yeah. That's why Dana's very stressed out, bro.
क्योंकि कॉनर का प्लान था ये जीतेगा खबीब पे डालेंगे.
हाँ.
इजी का प्लान था ये जीतेगा जॉन्स पे डालेंगे. भाई सुपर फाइट पे सुपर फाइट.
खत्म. अभी है कौन बाकी? इस्लाम. मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना.
Islam is building. वो superstar.
But still, they'll give him fights now. He's the guy.
He
now.
should get fights.
He's the guy. He's the guy who deserves to get the
Promotable.
fights.
Yeah. And next fight is Miocic.
and
And
Ngannou. That's going to be a great one.
That's
bro.
going to be a great
Because
end of this
once
month.
we know the winner of that bout, it's just John Jones.
John Jones.
Then we see the GOAT return into the ring
So we'll be back.
for another one.
Ciao, ciao.